All right, today we are diving headfirst into the world of high-octane adventure sports. We're going to go from the sky all the way to the summit, and we're going to break down what it takes to get your heart pounding, but, safely.
And I mean really flying. That feeling of the wind in your hair, the whole world just stretching out beneath you, and for a moment, you are completely weightless.
Or how about this? Imagine the thumping sound of the rotors, the ground rushing up to meet you as you make this super fast but controlled descent, just like you see in the movies.
Or maybe you've pictured this. It's just you, the rock, and your own determination, pushing yourself higher and higher to reach that summit, one single handhold at a time.
Look, if any of that just sparked your curiosity, then this guide is for you. We are breaking down 4 absolutely incredible adventure sports, and we're covering everything you need to know to do them right, and, most importantly, to do them safely. So, let's get our journey started.
Our adventure begins way up in the sky, with an activity that mixes these serene, beautiful views with a pretty serious thrill: parasailing.
The idea is pretty simple, right? You're attached to a giant parachute-like wing, you get towed by a boat, and up you go. But here is the critical part you have to understand. The person in the air, the parasender, has little to no control. Your safety is almost entirely in the hands of the operator, which makes what you do next absolutely crucial.
So, before you even think about handing over any money, you need to run through this mental checklist. Just think of it as your own personal pre-flight inspection. Is this operator licensed? Is the equipment, and especially that tow rope, looking like it's in good shape? A no to any of these should be an immediate, giant red flag.
And let's talk about that safety briefing for a second. It is not just a formality. A professional operation is going to cover every single one of these points, from hand signals to what happens in an emergency. If they just shove a waiver in your face and tell you to sign without this kind of briefing, the source material is crystal clear. Just walk away.
And here's a number you should burn into your memory: 15 miles per hour. That's the maximum recommended wind speed for safe parasailing. Anything higher and the risk goes up dramatically. So if the wind is really whipping, your flight should be canceled, period.
Okay, so from the kind of gentle ascent of parasailing, we are now going to plummet back to Earth with a super intense technique called slithering. You might also hear it called the fast rope down.
So slithering or fast roping is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It was actually first developed by the British military and saw its first combat use way back in the Falklands War. It was a way to get troops out of a helicopter without it having to land. It's intense, it's fast, and it's very, very different from what you might be thinking.
The key difference really just comes down to one thing: attachment. With abseiling, or rappelling as some call it, you're actually secured to the rope with a mechanical device. But with slithering, you're not. You control your entire descent purely with your gloved hands and feet on this really thick 40mm rope. It's way quicker, for sure, but that speed comes with a much, much higher level of risk.
All right, so we've gone up, we've come down. Now, it is time to conquer the ascent with one of the most physically and mentally demanding sports out there: rock climbing.
Yeah, the thrill of climbing is all about reaching the top, but the sport truly begins and ends right there on the ground with safety. So before you even start going up, what's the absolute first thing you need to do?
The answer is a thorough ground check, and it's a partner activity. You check your partner, they check you. Make sure all the harness buckles are doubled back. That means the strap is looped back through itself to lock it. Check your tie-in knot. Make sure the rope is threaded correctly through the belay device. That's the gadget your partner uses to control the rope's friction. And please, wear a helmet. Okay, so your ground check is perfect. You're feeling good, you're feeling confident. But the safety checks don't stop there. What's the code you need to follow once you actually start climbing?
So here are the on-the-wall essentials. Keeping the rope over your leg is so critical. If it gets behind you and you fall, you could flip upside down. And at the very top, redundancy is your best friend. Always, always use at least 2 independent anchors. Honestly, 3 is even better.
For our final activity, we are coming back down to Earth to master the trail with the ultimate endurance challenge: trekking.
Trekking is all about long-distance walking, usually in some pretty challenging environments. And unlike the other sports we've talked about, the main challenge here isn't a single moment of intensity, but sustained endurance. And that endurance, it all starts with being properly prepared. So, what do you need to pack?
Here are the essentials. And it's not just about having the gear, it's about having the right gear.
A good pair of shoes is completely non-negotiable. And notice they included ORS, that's oral rehydration solution. It's such a small thing, but it can make a huge difference in your energy and just your general well-being out on the trail.
You know, this quote really gets to the very heart of trekking. The real joy isn't just in the walk itself, it's in the confidence you get from meticulous planning. When you're well prepared, you're free to actually enjoy the journey.
So we've covered a lot of ground, right? From the sky to the summit. We've talked parasailing, slithering, climbing, trekking. They all seem so different, but there is one powerful idea that ties them all together. What do you think it is?
Ultimately, that's the secret. Every great adventure, every single heart-pounding moment is built on this foundation of smart preparation. The thrill isn't about being reckless. It's about having the knowledge and the respect for the challenge that allows you to push your limits safely. So the real question is, which adventure will you prepare for next?